All right, welcome. So, let's just go ahead and okay. All right. So I don't know why I can't get my card to move, and I don't know why I can't get into the stream, but here I am. There I go. Okay. All right. So the number one rule when you're dealing with technology is not to panic. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this party bus started. So once again, welcome to another fantastic episode of Social Media Saturdays, and I am happy to be back, y'all. And when I say happy to be back, I'm happy to be back for several reasons. First of all, I'm happy to be back on the continental US. I'm in Maryland, the DMV area. So all of my DMV peoples, I'm shouting you out this morning. And then I am glad to be back on social media Saturday. So many of you know I had a little hiatus. Cool things have been going on, on the personal front. So I'm just happy to be sitting down with all of my superstars. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get this party bus rolling this morning. So I'm just going to ask a question because a couple of questions because I'm really excited for this broadcast. We have a special guest today, and I want to know how many of you out there are struggling with your sales, particularly when it comes to online sales. And what I mean by struggling with sales is that your return on investment doesn't match up to your marketing efforts. And so if that's you, I want you to go ahead and drop a 1 into the comment section and let me know, Taria, that's one of the challenges that I have when it comes to sales. And I know things have changed in the virtual world, right? So if that's your challenge, just go ahead, drop a 1 into the comment section and let me know. And then also, if you are out there and you're struggling with a proven strategy to generate new clients on a consistent basis. So how many of you, that's you out there? And so if that's you out there, go ahead and drop a 2 into the comment section and let me know. I would like to know how I could consistently generate new clients in my business. So if any of these scenarios sound like you, then I'm here to tell you that you are in the right place this morning. And so one of the things that, I like to say that things have changed, especially through the past year or so. Okay. And we've seen more and more things, gone virtual. So we're thrown into this virtual world. And one of the things that I've come to realize is that our virtual world, this is the quote unquote new norm. Okay. And so if you haven't been doing business online, you might have felt like over the past year or so that you've just been trusted into this online space. So I think the question that I get from most of, my colleagues or even some of my clients is, how do I make this thing work? So how do I go ahead and navigate, into this virtual world and also generate the sales, generate the revenue, bring on the clients that I would like to have in my business. Okay. So once again, if you are new to Social Media Saturdays, I am your host, Taria Hodge, and this is the place you come to learn how to show up and shine. And what I do each Saturday is I share real strategies designed to fuel your business, capture your authentic message, and promotes you or positions you as an influencer into the marketplace. Okay. So let me go ahead and see who is out there with us this morning. So if you are out there with us this morning, just let me know where you are watching from. Go ahead and put your name and the city and state that you are watching from. Drop that into the comments. And then I would also like to know, who do you serve in your business? Okay. And how we can connect with you. So your name, where you're watching from, who do you serve in your business, and how can we connect with you? Now, this is one of the fun things that I love to do on our broadcast, because a lot of virtual networking happens here on Social Media Saturdays. So virtual networking happens on our feed, and it also happens in our Serve, Share, Shine, the Givers community. So if you don't let us know where you're located, who you serve in your business, and how we could connect with you, then it kind of makes it hard for us to know who you are and what you do and how we could possibly connect or even help you in your business. Okay. So don't miss out the opportunity to share those awesome details with us. And I see that Diana is out there this morning. Great morning, Diana. And Diana is watching from sunny Ottawa, Canada, and she's serving families with struggling learners. So thank you so much, Diana, for showing up on the broadcast this morning and giving us the opportunity to know who you serve. Now, don't forget, make sure you drop a link, whether it's your Facebook business page or your website, that would allow us to connect with you. Okay. And then also, the next thing that I'm going to ask for you to do is to go ahead and share out the broadcast. So if you know of any business colleagues, maybe you might have a business buddy or a business bestie, and you guys have that conversation about how to generate more sales in your business, you want to take a couple seconds and go ahead and hit the share button right below the video and invite them to the broadcast, because like I said, I have a special guest today, and we're going to be peeling back some layers on what it means to get clients right now in your business. Okay. All right. So take a minute, share the broadcast. You could share it on your personal page, or you could also share it in your community if you do have a community and you think that it will bless your members. Okay. And so without further delay, the man that I have the privilege to introduce is a speaker. He's a workshop facilitator and a 4 times author with books including The Shortcut, The Fastest Route to Selling Your Services Better Than Ever Before, so that you can earn more money than ever before. He's also the author of Asking for the Money, how you can close more sales, how anyone can close more sales, even you. And then also, and not just for children's book, Why Rhinos Make Great Salespeople. He also has 29 years of experience helping organizations and individual entrepreneurs and salespeople sell themselves and their services better than they've done before, so they can, I love how he says, earn more money. And he's also the founder and chief facilitator of Male Empowerment Network and V-Team Empowerment. And what I love the most about him is his passion and heart of service that allows thousands of people all across the globe to be wowed and greatly benefit from his sales methodologies. So please help me welcome the sales confidence coach, my sales confidence coach, Brian Keith McNeill.
Good job, Maria.
Did I say it right? Earn more money.
You did wonderful. I enjoy all that you do, all that you say. I've been enjoying the show all morning, waiting for my opportunity to stand next to you here virtually.
I love it. I love it. So I'm so excited about our conversation that we are about to have today, because it's one of the biggest things that, I think all of us as entrepreneurs, no matter what stage, we are in our business, we all have, questions about sales. And the biggest question is, how can you get better? How can you continuously improve, the sales in your business? Okay. So before we jump into our conversation, I just want to give our audience, a little of our backstory, right?
Okay.
Because I can't, I'll be remiss if I didn't share. So I had the opportunity to first be introduced or meet Brian kind of like in a virtual setting. I remember being one of the co-hosts of the Black CEO morning show, and Brian had the opportunity to be our guest. And so as Brian started to share, his talk, with us, I'm always in the back end sitting down taking notes. Brian shared one sales strategy with me that shifted the trajectory of my business. He shared something that I have never heard before up until that point. And the thing that shifted, my business was when Brian asked the question, do you have a list of people that you want to work with? And how are you connecting and positioning with the people that you have decided that you want to work with? And what was interesting about that for me was it was such a proactive approach to sales. So I've been taught that, we do all of these things, right? And we do our marketing and we put our stuff out there. And then, we are sitting on the sidelines waiting for people to engage with us. We want them to, get our lead magnet. We want them to, book our discovery calls, come into our programs. And Brian said, no, no, no. What you need to do is make a list. And every year you should have a list of people that you want to proactively seek out and build a relationship with and work with them. And I implemented that strategy. And that was absolutely a game changer for me. So I have to thank you, Brian, publicly, for just pouring that into my spirit at the time. Okay. And then just to let our superstars know that I also have the opportunity to network with Brian on a weekly basis in V-Team Empowerment. And one of the conversations that we had recently, which is a perfect, setup to our conversation today, is what does it really mean to be successful in selling in the virtual world? And so that's what we're going to unpack today. So Brian, I'm going to start with that question for you, right? What does it mean, to be successful at selling in the virtual world?
Well, first off, I'm really happy that you set it up this way. Let people know that what we're going to talk about today is how to sell yourself and your services online, virtually. The pandemic did make a shift in the game. Mm-hmm. Selling your services has to be done differently than it was pre-pandemic, because you're doing it all from the house now. And because of the entrepreneurs today, they don't want to face rejection like they used to. Mm-hmm. So they don't want to actively call. Now, let me clean up a little bit about what you said. I do believe in an outreach ministry. Yes, do all that other stuff you're doing. Keep attracting, keep attracting, keep attracting. But in addition to that, I advocate you creating your own market. Instead of accepting, like Taria was saying, instead of accepting what the market brings, you pick. And I recommend you pick 40 people that you have decided that you want to be your client. Just 40. Because any more than that, then what's happening is you're not nurturing them enough. But pick 40, and it can be based upon, now you picking them, what criteria you want. It could be just that you like their picture. It could be whatever it is, the industry that you want to work in, but you find 40 of them and you nurture them through a system. And I'll be happy to share my system with anyone who reaches out to me. Now, that's the lecture at hand.
I love it. Well, let me just say this. I didn't start with 40. I started with 10. And the 10 made such a great impact and shift on my business.
and that's where I'm doing it going forward, 10. Because even though I want my clients to do 40, they are more comfortable starting with 10.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I like 40 because I can get a predictable result. Right. And I can look like a Superman early.
I love that. I love that. So with that being said, what I got to do is I got to up my number now, right? So I still have time, in the year to add some more people onto my list. I love it. I love it. So Brian, the title of our conversation today is the secret to getting a new client right now.
Yep.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about how we can get clients right now in our business.
Absolutely. A couple of things. Now, again, it's virtual now. Okay.
Mhm.
You still have to do some things. You still have to attract. But I'm going to give you probably 3 or 4 secrets today. But the
I love it.
first secret that you must learn is, despite how good your attraction is, despite how good your website and your marketing and your branding is, you, my entrepreneurial friends, still must formally, simply, and directly ask for business.
Oh my goodness.
You have to simply ask. ASK, 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 ask. I recommend you ask them this way. I recommend you ask them, would you give my services a try? Would you
Mm.
give my services a try? At some point, you have to ask formally and give them an opportunity to say no. Very often, Taria, folks will say to me, Brian, I don't know how to close sales. I'm weak at closing. And it just doesn't take much questioning at all to find out that's not the case.
Mhm.
How many times in the last week did you ask anyone to try your services? Well, nobody the last week. How about the last month? Once or twice. How about the last 2 months? 3 or 4 times? Well, your problem's not closing. Your problem is you're not offering your services
Mhm.
nearly enough to be profitable. Ask them to give you a try. It's such a non-threatening way to ask for business. What say you?
Yeah, I'm sitting here, and the reason why I'm smiling, right, is because you said something before you talk about the ask, and me, being a social media strategist, I have to tie social media into it, right? And what you're saying, Brian, is so true. Simply, asking, and a lot of times, yes, we don't ask, but why is it that we
That's the
have such
thing.
yeah have such a problem asking? And once again, it's fear, the fear of rejection. And so what I've learned, being in this space of social media, is that social media provides us with such a unique opportunity to nurture, to build our like, know, and trust factor. So by time you do get into the conversation with someone, it's not like you're asking out of the blue. And I think that that's the thing that people miss all the time, right?
You're right.
So you could use social media to create an environment, kind of like what we're doing here. We get on here, every Saturday morning for social media Saturdays. And I love my superstars. I feel like I know some of my superstars very intimately because they come, they bring their questions, they bring their concerns. It gives me the opportunity, to serve even before, the acts to come into a formal program. Okay. So being able to create the right environment, or a better environment that would allow you to ask for the sale. And so when you get to that point for asking, it's not this big threatening thing. It almost seems natural.
Yes. Now, you're right. Here's the thing. This is a plus and a minus. Okay.
Okay.
It is so romantic to think that if we build the community, if we post regularly enough,
Mhm.
if we give them a chance to see if we do enough lives, that is so romantic a thought that people are going to love that so much that they're going to come to us and say, hey,
Right.
can I hire you?
Right.
And that's the plus part of it. The downside is they will enjoy you, but not hire
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
Now, there's a different language that people that enjoy you speak versus the people that pay you speak.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
Second secret, okay? The people that enjoy your stuff speak a different language than the people that pay for your stuff. The
Mhm.
people that enjoy your stuff, they want to pick up a nugget or two and have fun and don't feel like wasting their time. But the people that pay for you care a whole lot more about what they're going to have after they're working with you? Or what's going to be the lasting impact? Or what will they keep? If they invest their money, what will they have after they've invested their money? And you have to speak the language of the people that's going to pay you.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to have when I'm finished doing my talk? Well, they're going to know how to do this and this for the next 6 months or year or for the rest of their lives. Or their people are going to feel like, be like, no, do. You're going to have to speak the language of after the event. That's the language that the people that pay you care about. Other people, there's a lot of people that like you will never spend money with you. There's a lot of people that know you're not going to spend any money because there's not a good reason to.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the second secret. Let me drop the third now, unless you want to comment first.
Oh, no. What you're saying, I'm loving it. So go ahead and drop your third comment, and I'll go ahead and I'll piggyback.
Listen to me, folks. If I was to ask you, why would anybody hire you and your services? Why would anybody hire you and your service? Think about it for just a moment. Why would anybody give you money in exchange for your services? Very often when I ask entrepreneurs these questions, why would anybody hire you? They say things like, because I love helping people. I'm passionate. I'm hardworking. I've got 10 years experience. I've got 2 degrees in it. I'm honest. I'm loving. I care. I'm available 24 hours a day. I'm friendly. I'm funny. I have compassion. All of those things are great qualities to have. And none of those things are a reason to give you money. Those are only reasons to like you, maybe respect you, maybe even admire you. But they're not reasons to hire you. Okay. It's not a reason to hire you unless you, my entrepreneurial friend, can clearly and simply articulate how they're better off after they've given you money, how they are better off. I think you're a great person. Yes, I agree you're nice. I can see you're hardworking. I know you're passionate. I know you're honest. All those things are great. I'll save you a seat at the cookout. Not a reason to give you money.
Yeah. And I love it. And that's one of the reasons why, Brian, I always talk about the return on investment when it comes to social media. Okay. Because it's one of the things that people want to know that they're going to get. They want to know the activities, the time, the money that they put into their social media is going to have, some type of return, and to be able to speak clearly, to the benefit. So, and I love that you brought up the example of having a community, right? Because here's the thing, I see it all the time. People are talking about have a community, and communities are great. Right? They're awesome. If you ask me, I think everyone should have a community. But here's the thing. Don't start a community unless you have a clear strategy, right? On how you're going to show up to serve, right? And then when I say show up to serve, it doesn't mean that you're giving everything away for free, right? Showing up to serve also means enrolling people into your services and then taking them on that journey of transformation as well. So that's what it really means to show up.
And even that, you're making it available to them through your community, but you still have to directly, will you register for this? Will you sign up for that? Will you actively take part in this? You still have to. I want to bang that drum because it's so tempting for people to leave that part off. Okay. It's so easy. Even people that I train, they know better, but it's so comfortable not to. You have to, my friends. 2 points. You don't sell to yourself, you sell to other people.
Yeah.
Understand that. Okay. It's not because of what you wanting, it's what they're believing their lives will be better because of their lives, not yours. Okay. No one does want to. I like Taria so much. Okay. But I'm not giving her money because I want her to have it.
I wish that was the case, though.
Yeah, right. I would give her money because I believe her stuff will help me and my stuff. Okay. It's an investment, and I'm willing to make that investment into her because I believe in her stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. But just because she's a great lady, that's not a reason to give her money. So many, especially you service. Oh man, was this third or fourth secret I need to tell you? Which one are we up to now? I don't know.
Well, that was the third one. You shared.
Okay, so this is going to be the fourth one.
Okay.
Woo! And it's not going to sound pretty to some of your entrepreneurs. Okay.
I'm curling my toes under my feet.
Especially your group here, service-based, my group too, service-based entrepreneurs. Here's the problem. some of them value the client's experience on a very high level.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important that the clients have a good experience. It's very important that the clients like me. It's very important that the process is easy for the clients. They value the client experience up here, and they value their own money down here.
Ooh.
Okay. They think about their money a little bit. And the premise is, and it's been sold over and over again, it's not about the money. If I keep helping people, my money will come. And that's just not the way the game is actually played. You don't earn your money by accident, especially if you're selling yourself and the services. You only earn your money on purpose. Your money has to become just as important, on the same level of importance. You have to value them the same. You know, if you don't value your own money, money has to be wooed and romance, sought after and appreciated. That's where money goes. Money goes where it's appreciated, sought after, wooed, and wanted. It doesn't go to the person that's like, if you show up, fine.
I'm hoping, Brian, or wishing that, you know, one of my superstars will put that into the chat, because I you know, that was me in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. Okay. You know, where, you know, and actually, I think that's where the brand Serve, Share, Shine was kind of born, you know, or birthed, you know, out of, you know, that pain and out of that frustration. So what does it actually mean to serve, right? And serving doesn't mean that you go out there and you serve clients at the expense of your business. And so many times that's what is what we do, right? Because like you said, is things that we hear and we don't give conscious thought to those things.
It's a major point.
Yeah. So when we're out there and we're having, you know, conversations, and I'll be totally transparent. So my superstars know, you know, I'm famous for, you know, peeling back the curtain on my own stuff, right? And talking about my own stuff. So one of the things that I had to learn to stop saying is, oh yeah, you know, whenever you pay your invoice, it's fine. No,
fine.
It's not. Fine. Right? Now, I might understand that you have challenges, right? But how do I, you know, respect, you know, my business? And as I continue, you know, to grow my business, right, then I take on more responsibilities. And part of my responsibility is to be able to serve, create that experience that we talked about, right? And one of the things I learned absolutely the hard way, as much as we love our clients and as much as we love what we're doing, we can't provide, you know, that stellar experience that we want to unless we are doing the right things when it comes to the money in our business. So you can't shy away, you know, from it. You can't tiptoe around it because, you know, I think what you're really touching on is that it could be like a sensitive subject for a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to talk about the money. I know there was a time I didn't want to talk about the money. There was a time I didn't even want to look at my numbers because my numbers were so depressing, right? But the more and more I continue to shift my mindset around that, and I got excited, you know, about my numbers, and I got excited about the money, you know, and I think I even said my affirmation to someone, you know, yesterday, right? My money affirmation, and is having that energy. Like you said, money wants to go where it's appreciated. Thank you, Audrey, for putting that into the comment section. Great share, Brian.
Well, first off, thank you for your transparency there. I hope it freed somebody else. You willing to be transparent like that. But to the question you must ask every time someone agrees to pay you, this is not an option. Okay, if someone agrees to hire, agrees to pay you, you say something like, put in your speak, but this is how I say it. Okay, great. I'm about to send you your invoice. I'm going to send your invoice in 5 minutes. When will you pay it? And make them answer, when will you pay it?
Yeah.
Now, for me, I don't care when they pay it. Whenever they say, they can say, I'll pay it right away. I can pay it on Friday. I'll pay it next Monday. Whatever they tell me, that's what I'm going to hold them to.
Yeah.
Okay. And it must be before we do work.
Yeah.
Okay. We're coin operated. We go to work when you put the coins in. Okay. This is how the game is played.
I love that, coin operated.
Yes. When will you pay it? You have to ask that question. The worst thing in the world is to have a sale, a so-called sale, and they haven't paid yet, and you don't know when they're going to pay. And then you feel like you have to ask for your money again. That means you're working extra hard. Don't do that. Just ask, when will you pay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for that, Brian.
Yes.
So, I think we started to unpack this, but let's go a little bit deeper.
Okay.
So, why will clients say yes?
Why would they say yes?
Yeah, why would they say yes?
All right, cool. This is another secret you guys got to learn. I gave you 11 or 12 reasons why they won't give you money. Let me give you 7 reasons why they will. Okay? 7. And it's a good idea for you to write these down and ponder them for your business. Yeah. But the first one is time. 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 Is there any part of your services that will help your clients when it comes to time? Is there any part of your services, is there any results that they will achieve faster as a result of working with you than they would without working with you? If there is something that they'll achieve faster, you should talk about it. You know, they want to lose 10 pounds. If you let me help you, you'll be able to lose that 10 pounds faster than you would on your own. And you can only say this if it's absolutely true, because everyone's bullcrap meter is set on high. Don't make claims, because claims don't sell. Message, claims don't sell. Okay. But truisms do. Yeah. Truisms, verifiable truisms. That's why you should all be actively collecting reviews and testimonials as much as possible. I know that's old school, but someone that's got hundreds of reviews versus someone that has none, I think I like the person with the more reviews. Okay? So the first one is time. The second one, and someone should write the word time there. The second reason why people will give you money is the word money. Now, but this breaks down to a few ways. People give their money to the person or the thing. The person or the thing that will help them to either save some money, earn more money, or both. Now, does your service help your clients to either save some money, earn more money, or both? Feel free to use a little bit of creativity here. Just like for Taria's business, you know, she helps people to market using social media. Okay, market effectively using social media. Now, does that help them to save money, earn money, or both? One, it helps them save money because they're not wasting money chasing shiny objects that don't work. Okay, because her stuff will work. It helps them to earn more money because they're touching the right people at the right time with what you have to offer. That's what marketing is. So it does both. Okay, and if it does both, you should talk about that. Notice I've talked about time and money, not even mention how much they like you. Yeah. Okay. Should I keep going? You should keep going. Okay. Number 3 reasons why people will give you money. First is time, money. The third one is good feelings. Good feelings. And this happens in a few ways as well. People give their money to the person or the thing. The person or the thing that helps them to feel better about themselves, or helps them to imagine other people having a higher opinion of them, or both. You know, you and I have a friend named Jessie Nunez. Yes. She helps entrepreneurs with their websites. Now, if she helps them build a sexy website, the client that she built that for, they'll look at their website and they'll think, wow, I like how my website looks. That makes me look good. And that client can easily imagine someone else looking at that website and having the same opinion. When people look at my website, they're going to be impressed. That's a reason to give you money. Can you help me feel a man that buys the convertible sports car in his 60s? He thinks when he drives that car, he's going to look cool. And he also thinks that when you see him, you're going to agree with him and you're going to think he looks cool too. That's both.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love what you're sharing, right? And that's why you're the sales confidence coach, right? Because I've had the opportunity to meet quite a few sales trainers. And what I like about you is that inner belief that you instill, into the people who work with you, the people who touch you, that they can have the confidence to go out there and ask for the sale, right? So what you're saying is so, so true, right? Being
Mhm.
able to, first, show them how it could save them time, give them their time back,
Yep.
have more money, either
Or
earn
achieve a
money,
result faster, or achieve a
right,
result faster. Okay.
right? Either earn more money, save more money, or both. And then also the feeling that it first invokes into the person, and then which radiates outward and makes us attractive and magnetic. And so, I talk about that all the time, right?
Mhm.
Being able to attract our divine clients versus, going out there and having to find clients.
I like attraction so much, but I want to always throw the hook in. Even though you attract them, you still have to ask for the business.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
You still, Audrey, I appreciate you putting those comments in there. Thank you, my sister. Um, Time, money, good feelings. The
Mhm.
fourth one is solutions to
Mhm.
a problem.
Yes.
Note all of the words, solutions to not all of their problems, a specific problem. And this should be the big, obvious problem that's solved by you and your services, not the ethereal, the basic, easy to understand, obvious problem that, like, I'm a sales confidence coach. The problem I solve is my service-based clients do not know how to sell themselves and their services today, the way sales are made today. They're using antiquated methodologies and they don't know how to do it. I teach them how to do it. That's the big, obvious problem that I solve. Okay.
Love it.
Good entrepreneurial friends, especially the really smart entrepreneurs, this is the challenge they have. Okay. If they've been seasoned a little bit, if they're really smart and they can solve more than one problem, this is a challenge that they have, Taria.
Mhm.
Because what they do is, even though they have some proficiency, they honestly do have proficiency, but it's
Yes.
a problem. Okay. Because if I say to you, I help entrepreneurs to sell themselves and their services better, that's one. Okay. But I'm also really, really good at helping companies foster teamwork. That's two. Okay. And because I've been an entrepreneur for so long, I'm really, really good at advising on how to do your business taxes. That's three. Okay. I can also give great advice on developing relationships and dating. That's four. I can also give you great advice on raising your children. That's five. I'm really, really good at working around cars. That's six. I'm a great photographer. Notice how all the facial expressions that Taria went through in proportion to how many more problems I say I solve.
So, Brian, this is the reason why this is so good, right? Is really, first of all, knowing and understanding that, right? And one of the things that I think I've gotten really great at is picking apart all these things that we hear in the marketplace,
Okay.
right? So we hear people talk about we should have 7 streams of revenue. And for some people, 7 streams of revenue equate to all those things that you listed. And so when someone engages you in their service, right? You're trying to do all these things, but here's the thing: you don't ever do anything well.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, even for me on my journey, one of the things that, once again, I had to learn is, even though I know how to do all these things just in the space of marketing, and I want
Mm-hmm.
people to get that, right? Just in the space of marketing alone. So I'm not running another business. I don't have a hair business and
Right.
all that stuff, right? But just in the space of marketing, I had to get really, 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 really clear. Now, the thing is, and I hear this all the time, so I want you to really speak to this if you can. A lot of people are scared, to what they call niche down. And when we say niche down, is not only niching for your people,
Right.
but it's also niching for your services. And what I'd like to call that honing in. So that's the H in shine, right? To hone in and be very, very clear
Yeah.
on what it is that you provide. Okay.
Let me.
Mhm.
I'm hoping what I'm about to say is going to heal some people.
Mhm.
And maybe you and I as well. It's going to heal. Well, I got some great advice. A large part of my adult life, I was a professional speaker, and that's what I thought I was going to be doing forever, just speaking, giving talks, and all that stuff. But I like to stay in my. I only want to talk about selling and sales, and I actually like doing workshops more.
Mhm.
But while I was in the speaking world, I had a mentor, and he gave me some great advice. He goes, Brian, this is many years ago. He says, Brian, in your speaking business and your niche specialty, there's a lot of different things that you can do. You can do this, this, and this, and this, and people are going to keep coming at you with more and more opportunities to do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Everything you do, Brian, has to stay within your arena. It has to be able to touch what you do, what you talk about. So if you're talking about selling yourself and your services and you decide to do a newsletter, it's got to be about selling yourself and your services. If you do a blog, if you do workshops, it all has to be in your own arena. Now, in my arena is just that. So it doesn't serve me. Even that's what trips people up when it comes to multiple streams of income. Yes, you can have multiple streams of income, but it still has to be within your arena. For example, I can earn money through sales of my books, sales of my courses, my speeches that I give, my workshops, my individual clients. That's 5 different ways I can earn money without even getting any creative at all. But they all have to do with my particular arena. And I want your superstars, to be able to define what's my particular arena, and everything I do has to do with this. The hair business is a classic example. I'm a life coach, but I also have a hair business. Okay, come on, man. That's too far apart. That's out of reach. I know some of you guys don't want to hear that, but that's what it is. Okay, I am a financial planner, and I have a network marketing travel business. To me, I know we know people like that. I know we know people doing exactly like that. To me, the reach is too far.
Yeah, and I love it. Like I said, is being able to, first of all, be very clear, honing in, on your skills, and then consciously making the decision, right, of knowing, when you do create those multiple streams or you do those things, how they directly relate, to the one thing that you do.
Yes, your arena, it's got to make sense, obviously. Okay. It's got to make sense and keeping it within. I appreciate you, Brenda, making a comment. Keeping it within your one thing. If Brenda's a rock star real estate agent, so if your one thing is real estate, she can earn money a lot of different ways, but it still has to tie to real estate for it to fit. Okay.
I should have known that she dropped the book, The One Thing, because it was actually written by
Gary Keller,
right? Yeah.
So
thank you for that, Brenda. Let me just take a pause here, Brian, and just ask let me just ask my superstars, if you're listening to this, and I know I see the comments and I appreciate all the comments, but if you have a particular question around sales that you would like to ask Brian, just go ahead and drop that into the comment section so we'll be able to address that live on the broadcast. So if you have a question, anything that Brian can answer for you in our time, just go ahead and drop it in the comments, okay? And we'll make sure we cover it before we end the broadcast.
That would be exciting. I'm ready. So
all right. And so Brian, here's the thing. The new ABCs of self.
We can do that too.
Yeah. So what's new?
Man, I'm a cigar enthusiast. Okay, I love a cigar, and I love to go to cigar bars because of the culture, the people. You always meet great people. And last night I was at a cigar bar, outside venue with my wife, and met another great guy. He actually owns vegan restaurants, several of them. And I told him what I do. He goes, yeah, man, sales is important. Remember, always be closing, because that's what's in a lot of people's heads.
Yeah.
That concept of ABC, always be closing. And I said, well, no, man, that doesn't work anymore. Man, that might have worked in the 70s and 80s and 60s when you had the advantage over the consumer, but you don't have the advantage over the consumer anymore. So you can't always be closing. You have to earn the right to close a sale. Okay. If I saw Taria in a bar and I didn't know her, and I walked up to Taria and says, role play with me, Taria. Okay. Let's say we didn't know each other, okay?
Uh-huh.
And I saw you at a bar, okay? How you doing? My name is Brian. How are you?
Hi, Brian. I'm doing fine.
Please tell me, what's your name?
Taria.
Taria. I think you're lovely. Let's get married.
I'm not an advocate of laying hands on anyone. So let me just clear that up for the internet.
Notice how her smile immediately left. Okay, entrepreneurs, you can't ask for business until you've earned the right. That would have been ridiculous for her to say yes to that.
I would have probably walked away at that
right. But he hasn't earned the right to dare ask such an audacious question like marriage. And so many entrepreneurs try to get people to hire them or buy for them before they've earned the right to ask. It's a process. Selling is a process. It's not an event. You have to earn the right to ask for business. You have to give and learn and share. Okay, so with that being said, okay, the new ABCs of selling, Taria asked me, so she probably heard me say something similar before, so I'm going to share with her audience, okay? The new ABCs of selling that I really, really believe in, and I want you guys to get this, okay? The new ABCs of selling, the A stands for attunement. And I did this last night at the cigar bar. I was teaching the same thing, attunement. Can you see your business the way your potential clients see it?
I love
Is it difficult for them to work with you? Is it easy for them to work with you? If they decide they want to work with you, Yetta, what do they have to jump through any loops or hurdles? How can they work with you? Yeah. If they want to work with you, do they have to do homework first, or is it simple? Yeah. Okay. Can you look at your business the way they see it, the whole process? And I think it's a worthy use of time for us to kind of step back and look at, okay, what has to happen for me to get a client from the client's perspective? Yeah. Okay. And I think you would have fun doing that, actually, Taria, because of your personality, I think. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just about to say, when you take a look at attunement, and I love the word, right? And I love what you're talking about, because it's something that if we keep it in front of us, it allows us to keep refining and refining.
Yeah, and you should.
Yeah, refining our process. So as you said that, one of the things that, I came to realize in my business, like, you're talking about so many things, Brian, like social media is this big thing. Right. And people have so many different things that they can do on social media. They want to achieve on social media. So first of all, I had to get really clear, right, on what part of social media am I serving in? What playground am I serving in? So that's number one, right? And when it comes to that attunement piece, one of the things that I realized that when it came to management, a lot of things needed to happen, in order for me to manage a client for social media. Now, what was really beautiful about that, as I got attuned, and I love the word you and him using it now, right? As I got attuned, to that, it also allowed me to create other products and services along with processes that will help someone get ready for social media management. So even if you're not ready for a full team to manage you, I do have a spot, I do have a space, right, that would allow for you to get ready. So that's beautiful.
I love it. I love it. And your business is worth tinkering with.
Yeah.
You're not going to figure it out and then it'll be figured out forever. Yeah. Okay, you're going to keep tinkering with it. Yeah. Your principles will stay. Your core values will stay, but the processes get tinkered with all the time. Yeah. Okay. So A is attunement. B stands for buoyancy. Buoyancy.
Okay.
How do you keep your head in a sea of disappointments, not earning business? How do you keep your head when stuff ain't rocking? How do you not only keep your head, but how do you keep your enthusiasm? Okay, because you go from enthusiasm. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Is a quote by Emerson that I really, really like. But how do you keep your head when it's not cranking? Yeah. Now, there's a question. I call it a magical question that I want you entrepreneurial friends to keep asking yourself. Especially, I want you to keep asking yourself, but especially if your business ain't rocking right now. The question I want you to ask yourself is this. Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? That simple question causes your brain to go seeking an answer. And I want you to answer for yourself. And then the brain comes back with the answer. Yes, you have the requisite skills, experience, know-how, aptitude, personality. Yes, you can do this. By asking yourself, can I do this? And accepting the honest, sober answer, that very often can bolster you enough to keep going in the sea of not happening.
Yeah.
Can I do this? Okay, and you have you have every right to expect success if you're prepared. If you're prepared, if you've studied your game, homework, you got to keep studying. If you stop learning, you stop growing, and you're not earning anymore. You're not earning the right to earn money. Keep yourself in a constant study mode. Okay, keep studying your game. 30 minutes to an hour on every day that you work, study. Yeah. But you earn the right. Do I deserve? That's the other thing. You got to be the kind of person that deserves the business today. You got to earn it and deserve it. Yeah. If you're a scoundrel, you don't deserve the business. Okay. If you're a person that's going to use this money frivolously, childishly, you don't deserve it anymore. Money goes where it's wooed, appreciated.
Wanted and appreciated. Wooed, wanted, and appreciated.
Yes. You gotta. I'm not gonna say money's like a woman, but
you know what it is, right? We love to be wooed, wanted, and appreciated. So there's nothing wrong. You could say that on social media sites. We're all adults.
Okay. So the A is for attunement, B is for buoyancy, and C, I think some people think buoyancy is the most important part. I think C is the most important part. Okay. It's clarity, but in a different way. Clarity. Not only can you clearly uncover the challenges and clearly see what's going on. That is important. But I think for clarity, finding the right problem is more important than solving a problem. Finding a right problem. I gave the example earlier when someone says, Brian, I think I can't close sales. Now, before, when I heard that, Taria, I would just teach them, okay, cool, no problem. I can knock that out, no problem. I'll teach them the 4 chances they get to overcome an objection, a 5-step process to overcoming any objection, and the 2 sales closes I think entrepreneurship mastered today. Done and done and done, right? I would have been handling the wrong problem. They thought the problem was because they can't close. Yeah. Okay. It's really finding the right problem, understanding this person's not having a problem with closing, they're having a problem with making offers. Yeah. Okay. So I would, and I have done it probably way more times than I'm comfortable with admitting. So I just, drop on them my knowledge without fully asking the one more question, clearly finding the right problem that your clients need solved. Go ahead.
No, it's true. And I love what you're saying, right? Because how I, break it down is that when people come to me about social media, right? I look at it this way. The first thing that they tell me is the problem. It's just a surface thing. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
It's just
often.
It's just a surface thing, and the surface thing is the comfortable thing. Is the thing that we hear the most, right? In the marketplace, because it's a thing that we're comfortable sharing with others. But when you start to kind of peel back, the layers, right?
When they talk about the mistakes they've made.
Yeah, but you also get to find out that there's also that the thing that's holding them back. And so, Brian, I talk about, hiding out on social media, and all of that is where that was born from. Like people say, hey, I don't know what to do on social media. I don't know how to be consistent. I want to learn how to be consistent. But as we peel back the layers, right? Well, what are some of the things that are blocking you from showing up, not just showing up, but showing up powerfully, right? And then putting strategies around that. So I love that, being able to fact find and go a little bit deeper, right? And actually there are like 3 levels, right? That you go. And when you get, to like that 3rd level, then you uncover what the true problem is. And then you speak to that true problem. And then I like how you said, you free them up. right? To now go ahead and do the thing. So I love it.
I love that you said that, going a little bit deeper. For example, very often I've asked the question in front of audiences, how many people here don't like selling? Don't like selling. Okay. Raise your hand. And what percentage, if I had 100 people in the room, what percentage you think would raise their hand saying they don't like selling?
I will probably go ahead and say between 95 and 97%.
Yeah. Is that high? Okay. People think they don't like selling. But every single one of those 95% of the people that raise their hand saying they don't like selling, that said they don't like selling, every one of them are not telling the truth. I can prove it too. Because now think about this. Has anyone ever hired you and paid you money for anything? Okay. Anyone ever bought anything from you and paid you money for the thing that you were offering and they bought? And after they paid you the money, do you ever think to yourself, I did not like that. I did not like the fact that they paid me money for my services or something I offered. No one has ever said that. Right. So you actually love the fact that they gave you money in exchange for what you offered. The part of selling was getting money in exchange for. That's selling. So you love to sell. The part you don't like is the potential for rejection and not knowing what to say first, second, and third. Or not sure how to do it. That's the part you don't like. But all three of those things can be trained on. They can be coached on. The potential for rejection, not knowing what to say and do, all that stuff. That's the part you don't like, but that's not the selling. So you actually like selling a lot.
I know, Brian, that right there is like a game changer and a mind shift, right? For a lot of people out there, because how many times, right? And I've said it in the past. I actually love selling, right? But I've said in the past, oh my gosh, I don't like selling, right? Or I dread. But, even looking at the other companies that I worked with, when that commission check comes in.
That's right. You like that.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I could show up for this again tomorrow, right? But so it's like you said, is being able to take a look, at the other things that are causing the feeling, and then getting the necessary training and the necessary, guidance, through those things. But the act of selling is something that we all enjoy. Like, that's a great shift, Brian. Great shift.
Good. Okay. You pull them out of me, Syria.
No, this is really great. I always enjoy when we have the opportunity, to sit down, and talk like this and share. So, Brian, we are coming up on the top of the hour. Okay. So I know you have something very special that you wanted to share with our superstars. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to go ahead and do that.
Thank you very much. I do have something to share. I'm giving something for free on Monday evening, this upcoming Monday, 2 days from now. And it's a live workshop called How to Get a New Client, No BS. How to Get a New Client, No BS. It's going to be about 90 minutes where I'm going to give great value, and I'm going to do it for free. I'm going to give you the link, Taria, before we get out of here to do that, because Facebook doesn't like some of the stuff I do, but I'm going to give you the link, okay, to do that. But How to Get a Client, No BS is free, and everyone who registers will get a copy of it, okay? Everyone who registers will get a copy of it. Copy link address. Beautiful. I got it now, so I'm bringing it to you, my sister.
Okay. Huh? Oh, I was going to ask you, where are you dropping it?
I'm going to put it in your private chat so you can share it however you like.
Okay, gotcha.
Ugh, that's not the way it looked on Facebook. The whole thing came up. I just copied it, and then all of this stuff comes up.
Oh, wait. Okay. So if you can, just tell it to me out loud.
Okay. I'll tell it to you out loud. Let me go back to it. Okay. It's HTTPS:// and then www. Subscribe with an E, page with an E.com, and then another // You with me?
Yes. I have HTTPS // www.subscribe.
It's two forward slashes. It's two forward slashes. And then www.subscribepage.com, and then a single /, and then it's no BS, NOBS 726.
Okay. All right. I got it.
You got it?
I'm putting it
Okay.
in right now.
Now, why would I do such a thing? Why would I give such a workshop? Okay. I have a selfish reason for wanting to give a free workshop. Let me tell you what it is. I am attempting to create an evergreen product. So I'm hoping to make it awesome so that I can repurpose it for another use. Okay. It's actually at Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay. 9 p.m. Eastern is when we're going to do that.
Okay.
But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be good. It's going to be very full. I promise you, everyone that comes to this workshop is going to be better at selling by the time I'm done than they were before I started, and they will see their money.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was one other thing I wanted to tell you. I lost it. But there was something else I said, oh man, I make sure to tell the story before I leave. But entrepreneurial friends, I want to tell you, man, your services are important.
Yeah.
The stuff that you choose to offer the world is important. Oh, there was another thing too. When Taria was talking about her importance of helping her clients and all that stuff and earning the money like that, let me say it's important that you earn money too. There are people that can only hear you. Okay, they can't hear me. They can't hear Taria. They can hear you. There could be 100 social media strategists in a room, and there's still going to be somebody that can only hear Taria. They can't hear anybody else. Now, if you don't prosper, and if you don't prosper very well, by the way, that person who can only hear you next week, next year, they won't be served at all because you're not profitable enough to stay in business the right way. Okay, stay in business the right way. That means you're earning enough money to do all you need to do with your business, for one. Cover all your stuff, invest in however you want to, take whatever training you want to, because you can afford to. You got to earn money to stay in the game, significant money, so that your clients can be helped. They can't hear anybody else. There's a bunch of sales coaches. I think I'm the best one, okay? But I'm not so vain as to think that they all are for me. They're not all for me. They're just not.
Yeah, and I love that, Brian, right? Because like I said, it's all about attracting our divine clients, right?
Yeah.
The people out there are already appointed to work with us, okay? We just have to show up. And now I'll add to it, ask for the sale so we can serve. Okay. And yes, Audrey, what I'll do after the end of the broadcast is I'll go ahead and I'll add the information to the workshop. And then I also have another resource that Brian is sharing. So I'm going to put that resource as well in our
My free ebook you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yes. Great,
into our givers community. Okay. And let me just make sure, Brian, that I get some of the comments before we close out. So I see that Patricia is out there. Great morning to you, Patricia. And Patricia says,
whoa. Who's Audrey? First off, Audrey's been a rock star.
Oh, yes. Audrey is one of my superstars.
She's been a rock star all morning making comments. I appreciate it. But she says, thanks, Brian. If I go to Cuba again, I will bring you a cigar. Sister, if you want me to fall in love with you, that's what you do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So Patricia is saying we sell every day and every time without knowing it. Every time we make a recommendation of something we like, we sell without knowing it. So the question is, so why does sales feel uncomfortable when we sell our products and our services? So that's a great question. So can you close us out with that, Brian?
Yeah, it feels uncomfortable when you're focusing on yourself. Now, the stuff that you sell the world, are you selling it to them or for them? Now, I know a lot of people need I'm selling for them, but then I'm going to ask you, are you sure? Okay, because if you thinking at all, well, they may not like me, or I don't know what I'm going to say, I don't want to look silly, I don't want to come across as pushy, you're thinking about yourself. Okay, now if you're sure that they're better off having what you offer them, are you sure? Are you trading your big old pile of benefits for their little pile of money? If you're sure they're better off, listen to my wording, sure that they're better off than what they would have been if they had just kept their money. They're better off giving you the money and getting your benefits. If you're sure they're better off, don't you owe it to them to to motivate them to take an action? Don't you owe it to them if they're better off? Selling today is an act of motivation. It's not transactional. It used to be transactional. Give me your money, you get this, and keep it moving. But today, it's a matter of motivating people to take an action that is in their best interests.
Yeah, I love that. I so love that, Brian. And that's like such a good practice, to have, right? So whenever you feel yourself getting stuck in anything, because it's something, that I've learned to ask myself too, especially doing videos. There was a time when I was afraid, deadly afraid of the camera, right? And then I had to come to the realization that it's not about me, right? And so every time, that fear of anything pops up, the minute I start to remove, my emotions and my feelings out of the equation, then it makes it easier to show up and serve.
Yes.
So
Get over yourself.
Get over yourself.
I appreciate the question, Patricia. I hope my answer was helpful.
Yeah, she says she's loving your answer.
Okay, good.
All right. So, Brian, oh my gosh, the time absolutely flew by so fast. But like I said, it's always a pleasure to have, the time to sit down with you and share with our superstars. And so we are getting ready to wrap it up, my superstar friends. So if this is your first time joining Social Media Saturdays and you want to know how you can stay connected, you could head on over to our Facebook community, which is the Serve, Share, Shine, the Givers community. This is where we interact until we meet the next time. Okay. So if you have questions, anything that may come up for you after our talk today, go ahead and put it in the group, tag myself, tag Brian, and we'll make sure, to continue the conversation. We could also be found on Instagram. You could find us on Instagram at Taria Hodge. I'm also on YouTube at Social Media Saturdays, Twitter, Watch SMS Live, and LinkedIn as my name, Taria Hodge. And then, Brian, I know you offered a free gift, but go ahead and tell us how we could connect and stay connected with you as well.
I'm easy to find. I'm old school. On Facebook, Brian K. McNeill or Brian Keith McNeill. Brian K. McNeill is my business page. Brian Keith McNeill is my personal page. Great, connect with me. But it's easy. It's just my website. But I understand Facebook don't like my website anymore. But BrianKMcNeill.com. BRIAN, the letter K, and then McNeill.com. I don't know if we could put that in the comments or not, but BrianKMcNeill.com is my website. You'll be able to see all kinds of ways to connect with me. You'll be able to get my free gift. You'll see all about my books there. All that stuff is under BrianKMcNeill.com.
Okay, awesome. I love it. And
I'm on LinkedIn like you did. I love LinkedIn. I prefer LinkedIn.
I see, and you know what? And Facebook just blocked that website, even here on StreamYard. So, I'm going to make sure I put it inside of our community.
Okay, but on LinkedIn, I'm either and Twitter, not Twitter, Instagram, like Taria. I'm Brian K. McNeill or the Sales Confidence Coach. Sales Confidence Coach. So Facebook blocked it. I don't know how to fix it. So.
Yeah, well, they're going through some changes. Like I said,
a lot of people have been telling me they're having the same challenge.
Oh yeah. It's not anything that you're doing, right? They're just going through some changes and everything. So hopefully they'll figure everything out. Okay. Okay. All right. So thank you, superstars. Until we meet again next time.
I loved my time with you. Thanks, Taria.
You're welcome, Brian. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.